In the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, our Constitution guarantees free and fair elections. With general elections on the horizon and following the passing of former Member of Parliament for Golden Isles, the Honourable Vaughn Miller, one thing is certain: the Parliamentary Registration Department must be ready and equipped to fulfill its national duty. Tonight, we take a closer look at its mission, mandate, and modernizations as we prepare for the future of voting in the Bahamas. I'm your host, Marcos Ambrister Jr., filling in for Arabina Apia, and a closer look begins now. Welcome back to A Closer Look. I'm your host, Marcos Ambrister Jr. Thank you so much for watching. Behind every general and by-election is a department rooted in transparency, resilience, and a commitment to getting the job done. Tonight, we embark on a journey to give you a behind-the-scenes look of how it gets done and how your vote is protected. Here's Preston Ferguson Jr. with more.
Here at the Parliamentary Registration Department, preparations are underway for the upcoming general election. And tonight, we take a closer look behind the registry to get an understanding of the role of the Parliamentary Registration Department and how your vote is protected. The Parliamentary Registration Department is the engine room of Bahamian democracy, from verifying voter information to updating national records and overseeing fair elections. Every name, number, and card passes through these walls.
Parliamentary Registration Department is to facilitate the electoral process in the Bahamas. We register voters, we transfer voters, we verify voters, and get the country ready for elections.
The Bahamas has come a long way since its first general election. Now, the Parliamentary Elections Bill aims to modernize the system once again, introducing a 10-year biometric voter card and a national verification exercise designed to ensure every name on the list is real, current, and unique.
The current modernization effort really started in earnest from 2021, and it required the change in legislation in order to basically roll into it all of those innovations from decades past, so that the Parliamentary Elections Act, which is a part of the Constitution, could reflect all of those changes. Well, it all came to a head, and now we're moving to a polycarbonate card.
Behind the scenes, the Parliamentary Registration Department runs like a precision machine, verifying thousands of entries, removing duplicates, and even deceased voters from the list.
Personal data is protected, so persons need not fear. We are moving to a biometric system where we would then capture your photographs again, as well as your fingerprints. We are governed by data protection laws, so they need not to feel afraid. Just come on in and register.
As the 2026 election approaches, the message from the Parliamentary Registration Department is clear. Modernization takes time, but every step is a move towards greater confidence in the voting process. Reporting for A Closer Look, I'm Preston Ferguson Jr. Back to you on the desk.
Thank you so much, Preston, for shedding more light on that for us. Over the past few years, successive governments have worked feverishly to bring advancements to our voting and registration system. From biometric voters' cards to the Parliamentary Elections Amendment Bill 2025, our ACL correspondent Larissa Lundy is bringing us all the details.
In an era where technology drives progress, the Bahamas is redefining the way that we vote. The new biometric voter card and election bill promises a more modern, transparent, and accountable process, one where every Bahamian vote is protected. As elections approach, transparency and security are more important than ever. New tools make voter registration and verification faster, more simple, and more reliable, helping to ensure every vote is recognized and protected.
You're entitled to one vote, and your vote, your voice is your vote. So no citizens can vote twice. So we want to let people know that one vote is very precious, so exercise it with responsibility.
With fingerprint and facial recognition built in, the biometric voter card ensures that each vote is tied to the right person. It streamlines the voting process, reduces errors, and strengthens public confidence in the system.
The biometrics are seeking to make sure that it's a one-to-one match of you, not a one-to-many. So, for instance, I use two last names, Dean Roll, so I wouldn't be walking around with Lucretia Dean and Lucretia Dean Roll or Lucretia Roll. I could only be one person. Your fingerprint never changes. So that will enable us to ensure that's you. It's a stronger card.
By embracing the new system, every citizen can play a role in shaping the nation's future, knowing their voice is fully protected.
I would say to the first-time voters, and in particular returning voters too, and in particular new 18-year-olds, you're now an adult. You say you're an adult, so all adults, all Bahamian adults, register to vote. Get that card. That's part of your identification card. Like we have a passport, you have a voter's card, you have a driver's license, and with the new technology, I think it's a pivotal time.
As preparations continue, the goal is clear: a modern election system that upholds integrity and empowers every Bahamian voice. One Bahamas, one vote, verified. Reporting for a closer look, I'm Larissa Lundy.
Stay with us. There's more, a closer look after this.
This is the National Youth Guard program designed to train young people to help the Bahama Islands in times of disaster.
I decided to join to better serve my country as well as to better myself.
We train the help in search and rescue,
electrical, plumbing, and carpentry,
and things that they can actually expand on in their careers.
Young people who join the Youth Guard program discover a sense of identity, a sense of purpose, and a sense of patriotism.
This program isn't about only the individuals, it is about the country.
Welcome back. You're tuned into A Closer Look, and I'm your host, Marcos Ambrister Jr. In this segment, we turn our attention to who can register to vote and who's eligible for advanced polling. From first-time voters to those serving our nation on Election Day, our ACL correspondent Erin tells you what you need to know before heading to the polls.
With the next general election on the horizon, the Parliamentary Registration Department is reminding Bahamians that now is the time to make sure your name is on the voters list. Registering to vote is simple, but it's one of the most important steps in having your voice heard at the polls. Here's what you need to know. Any Bahamian citizen over the age of 18 can vote, but you must ensure that you present the required documents in order to register.
The Parliamentary Election Act mandates for a voter to register and to vote. You must first be a Bahamian citizen, 18 years or older. You must present your passport as the primary document to prove that you are a citizen. Alternatively, you must have your birth certificate along with your photo ID, government photo ID, and your mother's document.
You can visit any registration center on your island, from Family Island administration offices to New Providence satellites located across the island. Early voting is open to a select group, including election workers, police officers, Defense Force personnel, Bahamians studying overseas, and voters who are elderly or incapacitated.
The police and the Defense Force officers they must submit a list of persons to us from their head of the department, the parliamentary commissioner, the police commissioner, and the commandant of the defense force. Let us know those police officers will be entitled to vote in the advance poll.
The form to apply for early voting is available online to download or in person at the Parliamentary Registration Department on Tony Williams Darling Highway. This is all a part of ensuring that every eligible Bahamian has a fair chance to take part in the democratic process. Every vote is important, so get ahead and register today. For more information on how to register or apply for early voting, visit their website or contact your local registration office. Reporting for a closer look, I'm Erin Scavella.
Thank you, Erin. Now to give us a pulse on what the people are saying, our correspondent Marco Bain hit the streets to get real, unfiltered reactions. From thoughts on the new biometric voter card to opinions about elections and the overall voting experience, here's what Bahamians had to say in this week's A Closer Look on the Go.
As general elections are swiftly approaching, the Parliamentary Registration Department is releasing brand new biometric cards for new and veteran voters. Join me on A Closer Look on the Go today to see how Bahamians are gearing up for the 2026 elections.
From registering to voting, the experience varies from voter to voter. We hear directly from voters as they share their personal experience with the process.
We had to dip our finger into the ink, and then we had to go inside. The line wasn't long, and then we went into a box and then we vote. It was a great experience.
Well, my voting experience has been smooth and effective, I would say. Like, the process was just straightforward, and the poll workers were helpful and making the experience quick and secure.
It was pretty pleasant. I had no trouble, no problems.
With the rollout of biometric voter cards just around the corner, some voters are weighing in on how the new system could shape future elections and enhance the voting experience.
Oh, I'm fine with it. I mean, and if you think about it, logically think about it, when you go to get your passport, you have to use biometrics. You have to use the 5 and 10 finger. When you go to the US, every time you travel to customs, you use your biometric.
It'll be continuous, as I understand, about 10 years. So we wouldn't have to be in and out, especially for the elderly, having to come out eventually to update their voting cards.
The power of change rests in the hands of new voters. For those heading to the polls for the first time, the election is an opportunity to stand up, speak out, and make history.
I think it's an excellent privilege and a pleasure for them to take that opportunity to exercise that right.
Please be informed and engaged. Like, your vote is your power, like, to demand change. Like, research the issues and the candidates, and don't let others decide your future for you.
Without your vote, there is no voice from you. And we need to have our voice heard.
Some are excited, while others are curious on not just the biometric cards, but the voting experience that it'll provide in the upcoming general elections. I'm Marco Bain, and this is A Closer Look on the Go.
Stick with us. Next up, we speak with the Parliamentary Commissioner, Harrison Thompson, and Lucretia Dean Rowe about everything voters need to know when voting.
You know, I want to make people laugh and cry.
You soon can be at CAPAS, the Bahamas School for the Creative and Performing Arts.
I want to be creative.
I want to do hair and makeup for movies.
I want to make those big sets for the stage.
I want to make radio dramas
and podcasts.
I want to be a dancer. Singing, dancing. You can learn them all at CAPAS, the new school for the creative and performing arts.
Lights, sound, camera, action.
Writing, singing, dancing. You can learn them all at CAPAS, the new school for the creative and performing arts.
I really want to be an animator.
I want to be famous!
Go online to register your interest, have your say, and learn more about CAPAS, the School for the Creative and Performing Arts.
I want to be a star!
Welcome back to A Closer Look. I'm your host, Marcos Ambrister Jr. For 52 years, the Bahamas has proudly upheld free and fair elections, strengthening its foundation as a democracy and maintaining its reputation as one today. Joining me tonight is the Commissioner of the Parliamentary Registration Department, Mr. Harrison Thompson, and Project Manager for the Bahamas Electoral Management System, Mrs. Lucretia Dean Roll. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
We're happy to be here with you.
Thank you so much for being here. Let's take a closer look. So let's look a little bit at the broad overview. Where exactly is the Parliamentary Registration Department right now in preparing for our by-elections, our general elections, and what is the priority for you?
Well, Mr. Ambrister, today is actually nomination day for the by-election. So everything is in place for the nomination, and the returning officer and his team were there early this morning getting everything in place for that. So we're prepared, the department is prepared for whatever happens with nominations. We expect at least 4 persons to be nominated. It could go up to 5 or 6. Wow. But whenever that process is completed, then we move into our second gear, which is to get the ballot papers ready. So all night during tonight, we'll be working on the ballot, making sure the ballot is ready for elections.
Got it. So of course, we've had everybody is talking right now about the biometric cards. Everybody wants to know, what exactly are the biometric cards? What data do you guys have access to when people sign up for the biometric cards, and how is this protected? Let's talk a little bit about it.
Okay, Ms. Jane Woolwell, I'll ask her to speak to that now. She's in charge of the project.
She's the boss lady there.
Well, Mr. Ambrister, the biometric card is coming.
Good to know.
So we invite persons to verify, those who are on the continuous register. That's if you're registered, you have a purple card. Get in and verify so that you can have that biometric card. For the biometric card, we will need your biometrics, that's your facial image and your fingerprint. We have 2 ways of obtaining that. You can either opt to give us it through the passport office from their database. We would have you sign a consent form, or you can come into the Parliamentary Registration Department or the satellite sites once we obtain the equipment for that purpose.
So when we give you access to this data, what exactly are the information that you have access to, and what is it used for? I think that's the question that a lot of people have right now.
Well, this year we were successful in having the amendment to the Parliamentary Electoral Act having a success.
Yes.
So we got that amendment passed through the House of Assembly and the Senate. Then we created our verification platform that is now in process, and we are asking you by that process about 7 questions, and you're gonna give us ensure that your name is correct, your date of birth, where you live is correct, we are pinning your location, and that is integral to the biometric cards. And we're asking you to give us your biometrics from the passport office. So the only information we're getting from your passport file is your fingerprint and your facial image. If you don't, then like I said earlier, you come into the Parliamentary Registration Department later once we announce that, and you can have it done there if you want the biometric card. The biometric card is very secure. We have the data is being protected. We have consulted with our data commission here in the Bahamas. We're in collaboration. We signed on to International Data Protection Act also, and most recently I think they started the tabling or debating the amendment to the the data protection for the Bahamas. So it's very secure. VPN network or the GNet that we would be on, no other agency or government ministry would have access to that information that we have. The information is only for the Parliamentary Registration Department use.
We want to assure the public that there's no fear. Because right now, most of the things we do is by biometric. We travel, every time we travel, we use our biometrics to leave this country.
That's
so we should not have a fear of the biometric.
That's the entire
and as Ms. Danewell indicated, we have communication with the Data Protection Commissioner, and his team, and we're working together, collaboration together to ensure that the data is secured.
And that's so good because now it begins to still those voices that people think that you're going to get access to my information and be able to do this and do that. So can we talk about the advancement, why this is so important in modernizing this process? Why is it that we're moving away from these paper registration cards to now utilizing the biometrics in voting?
Yeah, it's to enhance the process. And every day of our lives, we should try to enhance where we were yesterday.
That's true.
And as our electoral system is one of the better ones in the world, as I travel around the world and being a part of missions around the world, I admire what we do here in the Bahamas.
That's
and
true.
the Caribbean and people in this part of the region, they admire what we do in the Bahamas because our electoral process has been at such a high level. But we want to take it even higher than that. With the cards, there's a chance that it could be manipulated. And we're trying to avoid that kind of a thing from happening. With the biometric card, you will not be able to tamper with it.
Easily do that.
Okay, so we're looking to enhance the process.
And so what does the rollout look like for the biometric cards? How long does it take to get one back? When will everybody be moved over to that system?
We're looking to move into that system early 2026.
Okay.
We are on target with the project and things are looking very good. So we are happy where we are at right now with our biometric cards. We are strengthening the system. We are creating transparency. The card is internationally certified at the highest level, that's the ISO standard. And like Mr. Thompson said, it cannot be easily counterfeited. The information will be engraved on your card, so there's no lifting of any plastic or anything, and it have physical security features and also virtual features.
Now let's talk about some things that people definitely want to know about. When it comes to boundaries, what happens if I already have my card and then the boundary is changed and I'm already listed in a certain constituency? Do I have to come in and begin the entire process again? What happens?
We would invite you to come in and to have your card changed to the new constituency that you're being allocated to. But it's not a difficult process. Those persons that would be affected by whatever boundary changes are made, we set up a time and place, as we're doing now throughout the island. And every constituency, we have a satellite station set up presently that will accommodate those who come for verification and for registration or transfers. So we try to make the process as easy as possible for the voter so that they don't have to be lined up for an ordinary period of time. So that was the same thing would apply once the boundary is changed.
Okay.
Those who are affected, we invite you to come in so we could change your card, and you wouldn't have a challenge for the next election.
And I also want us to clarify, although we're moving to biometrics for our voters card, that does not mean e-voting, correct?
No,
It's the same paper ballot voting.
The same process that we voted time immemorial.
Let's also talk about how does this affect those that are doing advanced polling, and who exactly is eligible for advanced polling as well?
Well, advanced polling, normally the police officers, now it include the senior citizens, anyone over 65 plus, or any election worker or parliamentary staff. We have overseas voting also that goes on at the same time.
Okay.
And that would take care of those in the diplomatic corps, the Ministry of Tourism, Bahamas Maritime Authority, and anyone who might have to be out of their jurisdiction for whatever reason, legitimate reason, during that time, they could apply to vote in the advance vote.
Understood. Commissioner Thompson, Mrs. Dean Roll, just before we wrap up, let's quickly, sometimes it's really hard to get the youth vote out. We know that we've experienced fairly good numbers when it comes to our voting, but any words that you have for our youth voters, first-time voters, and then of course any final words from you today?
Ms. Dean is the expert on
I
youth.
encourage the youth to register to vote, secure your identity, because a voter card, the information being there, perhaps suppose you traveling abroad and you come into some difficulty, you lose your passport, it helps us identify who you are. So I encourage them to register to vote, exercise their right to vote, attend town meetings, try to be engaged in what's going on, understand who is running for their constituency or what is going on and what is it that they want, and seek to make a difference by making their voice heard. Vote, register, get on the register. If they're 18, get on the register.
Thank you so much. Anything?
Well, we had an influx of young people, as Dane Roll indicated, and we encourage more to come. Right now, the register is about 196,000 plus, and it's the highest register that we've had in the country. So the young people are playing a part, but we need more. Those out there who have not yet registered, we encourage them to come. Your vote is your voice. And we'd want you to be a part of the process.
Yes,
this democratic process. You decide who governs you for the next 5+ years or so. So we encourage the young people to please go register to vote.
Of course, not a problem. Anything else from you today?
I would like to say as we move into this electoral season, to invite all Bahamians to let us act and perform as Bahamians ought to. Let us, everyone have an opinion, but at the end of the day, we all Bahamians.
Yes, sir.
So let us come together and go through the process and respect everybody's opinion, and we'll have a wonderful country going forward.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Thompson. Thank you so much, Mrs. Dane Roll, for being with us tonight, and we're looking forward to a smooth, fair, and free election season.
So do we. Thank you.
Stay tuned, everybody. A closer look comes back after this. From biometric cards to advanced pollings, clarifications of the Parliamentary Elections Amendment Bill 2025, tonight we sought to make it digestible and understandable as to the procedures the Parliamentary Registration Department undergoes to ensure a smooth election season long before we are even cognizant of it. Special thanks to my guests, Parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson and Mrs. Lucretia Dane Roll, and ACL correspondents that got us the stories you want to hear. Be sure to follow us on social media by searching A Closer Look, and remember you can catch us right here on Channel 212, Cable Bahamas, and streaming live to our Facebook and YouTube pages. Until next time, I'm your host, Marcos Umbristo Jr. Good night, Bahamas.